Well, the need for food assistance is at an all-time high in North Texas.
So much so, the North Texas Food Bank says the need is 20% greater ahead of the holidays compared to this time last year. Our Kennedy Walker joins us live now in studio to explain. And Kennedy, I think we all have well, at least some people have a stereotype of who they believe actually goes to food banks to get the food, but that stereotype is no more.
No, and I think that's a very important takeaway. The faces of who's going into food banks is constantly changing. Now, everyday families who maybe never needed food assistance, they're lining up for help, especially as inflation is forcing so many to tighten their budgets. This month, the North Texas Food Bank says it will have to provide up to 11 million meals to families in need, millions more than this time last year. That's because of rising food prices, forcing many families across income levels to tighten their budgets and turn to local food banks.
There are 640,000 people that are food insecure right here in our own backyard. We hate when families have to make choices between putting food on their table and paying for housing, transportation. So the North Texas Food Bank is trying to mitigate that choice.
Erica Yeager with the North Texas Food Bank says the nonprofit is buying 5 times more food now than it did during the pandemic. And inflation also has the food bank stretched thin. So far, they haven't rationed food, but they say they've switched to some less expensive items, and even that might not be enough long term.
We're not going to be able to operate at this level for more than another 2 years without depleting our reserve funds.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in 2024, all food prices are predicted to jump nearly 3%. To put it in perspective, you know the 90s classic Home Alone? The famous scene when 8-year-old Kevin McAllister went grocery shopping in suburban Chicago. Well, a TikTok video shows he purchased everyday items like a half-gallon of milk, a TV dinner, bread, and more. His items totaled to under $20. I tried it, putting those same items in my cart in North Texas, and found today Kevin would have spent close to $70. That's an increase of about 250% over the last 30 years. Yeah, that is a huge difference, $70 compared to $20. But if you would like to help out the North Texas Food Bank, you can donate food, money, and of course your time. They're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the need impacting so many different financial levels. If you have an income that's higher and you usually give this time of year, your donations may look a little bit shyer than they did last year. And if you're in need, the need is increasing. So you've got these two issues combining, which is really causing nonprofits to suffer.
Right, and I think you both hit it on the head, especially you, Keith, when you mentioned, some people may think of a certain type of person when they are sitting in line to get the free food, but not today, especially with inflation continuing to rise. So many different people, lower class, even middle class families, they're now having to turn to these options.
Yeah, and to wrap it up, that movie clip from Home Alone, some people are home alone with no food in their cupboards. So a change needs to be made.
That's why North Texas Food Bank, they're doing such amazing work, but they still need all the donations that they can get.
We all need to help out. Yeah, thank you, Kennedy.